Hello, hello, and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Truth About Your Twin Flame read for June 2020, or Timeless. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of Joining the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and Virgo sun sign. 4 planets, second house. Gotta love it, right? Love being a Virgo. And happy to be serving my Virgo brothers and sisters across the world. Cool, cool. This is a Truth About Your Twin Flame read, a little different this time around than what I usually do if you've been following me for a while. But if you are new to the channel, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell, and commenting, because that's the way to get things seen on YouTube, apparently. And I am putting out content pretty much every day. If I take a day off, it's just because I'm exhausted. Otherwise, I've been doing live streams and editing old stuff from my teaching days in Sayville, and, you know, editing it, putting it out for y'all, as well as these recorded reads. So let's get down to it. Cool, cool. First of all, this is a general read, right? So please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, so that I can really get into explaining what this reading is about. First of all, it is a twin flame contract read. Twin flames are a type of soul contract written into the life that you're going to incarnate in way before you even know what your next life is that you're going to incarnate into, right? Just certain patterns that you come in to heal, and of all of the different types of soul contracts, soulmate and twin flame are the two that get confused the most. They're not the same thing. Soulmates are satisfying. The bottom line is you help each other heal. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants their soulmate, usually their romantic soulmate. Twin flames, you teach each other how to heal yourselves, right? You teach each other how to love yourselves. You teach each other self-respect, usually by not giving each other what you want, but by giving each other what you need, which can be School of Hard Knocks. Nor are twin flames or soulmates purely romantic, sexual, nor do you only have one. These are explained in videos that you will find in the description box. Some by me, one by Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher, Hay House author, and YouTuber himself. So go check out Matt Kahn. He's pretty damn cool. That being said, this reading is specifically to answer 3 different questions. You could say the first one, how is this twin flame transforming me? Because that's what it's for. They're teaching you how to heal yourself, love yourself. They are transformulent, turbulent, often traumatic, triggery twin flame contracts. You get the ta-ta-ta-tas and all of that. The second one we're looking for is, how can I work with it? Because what if it's a family member? My mother was a soulmate, still is. My father was a twin flame, right? God rest his soul, but, you know, I had to survive that. That was kind of crazy, having a father for a twin flame, but I did. That's why I understand the pattern, I think, in a very intimate sort of way, growing up with one. So how can I work it if it's something that's literally I'm genetically connected to the person, or married to, or working for, or with? But the third one is, how is this twin flame making me a better soulmate? Which is really the point. The twin flames teach you how to be the mate of your own soul, how to love yourself, how to heal yourself, how to be there for yourself, set boundaries, that whole 9 yards, so that you become a better soulmate in your soulmate contracts. In other words, you need a lot of twin flames. At least, I mean, you have soulmates and twin flames throughout your whole life, but if you're really looking for the romantic one, the romantic soulmate, you need a lot of romantic twin flamers. You just do. You just do. In my experience, that seems to be true. So it's only a 13-card spread. These are about 40 minutes. We'll see how we go. I'll pop up a picture at the whole spread at the end. Otherwise, if you breathe and I breathe, we'll let the divine do the work. Shall we, Virgos? Virgo power. Let's do this. Breathe. Exposition out of the way. My guides, please. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods. Higher selves and ascended masters of twin flame contracts, please. What is, starting with the Caroline Mace archetype deck, the dominant archetype for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame contract? Their most dominant twin flame contract for June 2020, or Timeless, just one for the Virgo. We're not doing divine feminine, divine masculine this time. No, no, no. It is the sign I'm reading and the twin, whoever they are. Like, it's much cleaner. So please, my collective pantheons, who is the Virgo in this? The Virgo is the companion archetype, which I can relate to immediately because I have the companion archetype in my archetypal chart. Lead and Gold, a member of the healing family of archetypes. So it's kind of hard to be a companion to yourself, but yet it's doable. The shadow attribute, every archetype is light and shadow. The shadow attribute of the companion, betrayal by misusing confidences and loss of personal identity, right? You know, when you lost it, because who am I without you? That sort of deal. And that's why you can see that played out not just in terms of romantic stuff, married stuff, like particularly when people marry for companionship, they can lose that sense of identity. But even in parental roles, right? I'm your father. You know what I mean? It's like there, instead of remembering, oh right, I'm a soul, right? And so are you, and we're all playing these roles together. It's tricky terrain. The light attribute, though, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness, which is just really what you want in a companion, reason, season, or lifetime. All these archetypes, just like people, we have in our lives for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime, right? Although I don't like that word reason, but I'm a mystic, I wouldn't. So what we're going to do is not just now find out who the twin is, we're going to get you 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot to look at where you've been, where you are, and where you're headed in this twin flame contract. Shall we? Breathe. My goddesses, please. 3-card spread, simple timeline, past, present, future. For this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in their twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless, please. Where have they been? First card of the 3. Where have they been in this contract? Second card, where are they now in this contract? Third card, where are they headed in this contract? Excellent. Let's have a look-see, duck-see. So Virgo, this is you. We'll look at the twin next and do the same with 3 cards. Well, interesting. For the Virgo, you've got a card that's very virginal in the sense of the priestess, the high priestess, Isis, in this deck, the goddess of the Egyptian goddess Isis. This is absolutely not just a card of mystery and secrets held, but one of deep intuition and often being a participant in the divine plan without necessarily knowing it, right? Like, look, I was a high priest, never again. Like, I'm not built for that political power thing. I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher, I'm a reader, I'm not here to handhold. I'm here to teach. Hopefully by example to the best of my ability, right? But it is about being a vessel of divine power as well. So, though you may have many, many secrets that you have been withholding, keeping to yourself, and I'm feeling that's more the case necessarily than, no, there are secrets that have been withheld from you too. They're saying, again, they're showing me the quantum spectrum, but for the most part, you've had to keep some secrets here in this twin flamer. Where are you now in this? 2 major arcana cards in a row. Justice, be prepared. Be prepared. If you have not been walking the high road, you're probably going to get called on the carpet. It's time for that. Haven't you noticed? Have you not been paying attention to what's happening in the world right now? This is Ma'at, the Egyptian goddess of justice. Weighs your heart against an ostrich feather after you croak. And depending on who you read, what happens if your heart is heavier or lighter depends on whether you have to reincarnate, get fed to a demon, or move on to the next higher plane. Talk about people's court, soul's court. But there is a new beginning ahead of you, a new spark, a new flame. I have to say, these twin flamers this time around looks like they are burning out fast. And I think that is indicative of the time that we are in. But all you have to do to complete a twin flame contract is survive it. Okay, so things are balancing. Really, really make sure you are in balance. Not I-N, in balance. Your heart, your mind, that you are walking the high road, that you are coming from whatever interior connection, guidance, grace that you have with the divine that maybe nobody else knows about. your gut, your intuition, allow the secrets to come to you from that way, from your past, of how to bring yourself into this balance right now. Because if you have the companion archetype, that companion archetype, this twin flame has been holding it in a crucible, burning away the impurities, if you will, alchemizing it from lead to gold. So there's the Ace of Flames. A very phallic card in other decks. I mean, this is a feminist deck. That's why they're not, the Ace of Wands is very phallic, but this is a feminist deck. They're not going to do that. Brilliant. So that thing of creation, there's something new coming, a new passion, a new desire, and not necessarily in this twin flame contract necessarily, but perhaps as a result of things coming into balance, something new pops up for you. And you're like, gotta go, on to the next thing. Now again, companion, of course, can be parental, of course can be friend, need not be sexual romantic. But let's keep going to find out. I always like to say the jury's out on that one still until all the cards are on the table. That's why I like doing the review at the end with popping up the picture. Breathe, right? I'm a Virgo, duh. Okay, my collective pantheons, please show me the twin. What is the dominant archetype in the of the twin in this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus sign twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless, whenever they are supposed to see it? So this would be the cross watcher, if someone is cross watching. Show us who is the twin in this twin flamer. The Gambler. The Gambler, member of the Action family, the Gambler. Shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. Now that doesn't mean not a hard worker. They're saying that does not mean that this person is not a hard worker at work. But when it comes to getting the things in life that matter, they might be more like, well, let's shake the dice and see how much I can get away with without actually having to do it. So relying on luck rather than hard work, like rather than, they're just showing me, like rather than speaking the truth, well, maybe I can just get away if I pretend and I look poker face. The light attribute, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. God, that is such an equally stacked shadow and light, lead and gold for an archetype, but that's true of all of them. It's just, it's really obvious in that one, because the ability to like act on intuition, which is sort of what the Virgo sort of needs to do here, a bit more secretive, maybe their own little piece of poker face there, but it feels like if the Virgo wants out of this one, the scales will balance and there's something new calling them forth. But for this one, this Gambler, we'll see, but it feels like that there's neglect here. That's the feeling. It's like, someone's just like, you know what I mean? Like putting it off. Well, maybe I won't have to, yeah. Past, present, future. Mythic Tarot, take a nice deep breath. My gods, take me by the hand, please. 3 cards in clarity. Simple timeline, past, present, future for this Gambler archetype, the twin, in this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless. Please, past, present, future. Where has this Gambler been in this contract? Where is this Gambler? Come here. Now in this contract, where is this Gambler headed in this contract? I've been trying to keep my being careful of pronoun here, because we're not doing divine feminine, divine masculine, so it's Virgo and twin. Yeah. Where's this Gambler been? Well, the 5 of Wands, in conflict. Now, in conflict in this relationship, very possible, particularly if the companion has been holding their tongue, then this might just be kind of going on this. Or perhaps if these two are in separation, might not have any idea of the 5 of Wands, battle and conflict, just in terms of trying to not just get things done, but trying to establish order. I'm seeing that, trying to establish because everything changed. Remember, 5s are numbers of change. So not just in terms of manifesting the things that they want in their life, element of fire, that struggle, which is necessary on a hero's journey. But it even feels like providing for the basics. Like if somebody lost their job, whether they did or somebody in their situation, do you know what I mean? Just a lot of struggle. Struggle, that's the word. Where are they now? No, 9 of Pentacles, good. So they got themselves to a place of stability. 9 of Pentacles is totally that, though it may not be tribal wealth, right? It might not be wealth that can be shared in so much as it is a stability, a foundation. Maybe not a nest egg, but of that place, it's like, okay, I've got my foundation solid in its integrity. I've got a job. I've got everything I need, but now I need to build on it. Even though it's a 9, right? The one more would be a 10. But coming from this place of the 5 of Wands, definitely a card of conflict and tumult, which is also part of a twin flame contract. More stable in their own self. Maybe the gamble paid off. Where are they headed? Ooh, though, the moon. Confusion. Yes, I as... well, the moon is in Pisces right now, and I'm a Pisces moon, can't help it. But as an intuitive, I always want to throw that piece in there about the intuitive piece about the moon, just like I always try and do for the High Priestess. They are very similar in that they are both lunar cards. But the difference between... but this is Hecate. This is just a different vibe, and as it would be, it's a major arcana that's much further down in the cycle of major arcana cards, the Fool's Journey. So what I'm getting here, yes, is certainly that the intuitive part of this has to be part of the development, because the gambler is an intuitive archetype, in the sense willing to follow intuition even when others doubt you. My question here is, does this person really have what it takes, considering what they've been through and considering that they have now some sort of solid foundation to really trust what they're listening to, or remain confused? In terms of this contract, remember, this isn't just what's going on in their life, past, present, future in general. This is in the contract itself. So the next 2 cards are going to really help with this. We're taking the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. I divided it in half again. Chuck Spezzano, I love this deck. Half of the deck is called the Suit of Problems, so I separated them out. We're going to ask literally, what's the problem? As well as the other half of the deck, we have the Suit of Luck, the Suit of Healing, and the Suit of Grace. Sort of like, well, what's the remedy, right? If you're going to have a problem, what's the solution? Although sometimes in twin flames, it's not so much it's a problem, it's a predicament, and the only way out is through. You have to let it transform you. That's what they are. They're the crucible. They're the furnace. They're the alchemy. It's rough. Twin flames, but they're supposed to be. And we know coming in. We just forget about them once we're here. Breathe. Speaking of which, we're going to get the voices of the Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a whole division, apparently. Like a whole law firm. Like a whole floor of the law firm. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, please, what is the problem in this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract involving this Virgo companion and the twin flame of the gambler archetype, please? June 2020 or timeless, whenever they are supposed to watch it. That's 2. Please, 1 card. There's probably more than one problem going on here, but we're looking for the dominant. No, that was 2 cards. So in other words, they're saying more, but we're just going for the 1. I'm sticking with the number 13, please. What is the most pressing, most dominant problem then in this twin flame contract? Fuck. There's a villain involved. Oh, snap. Oh, snap, Areno Bino. Wow, 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 wow. So that's the thing. Who's the villain in the situation, right? Because you know what? Villains can become heroes. That's the point. Well, like, look, my nickname, Mal, Angelo, Lyons, right? I was evil when I was a teenager. I was a bad guy, but I was an adolescent. That's why the spiritual path was life-saving for me, not to mention, I'm sure, for hundreds of thousands of other people indirectly, just me being me. That's why you're glad I used my powers for good, not evil, right? Like today, I mean, yesterday I wore DC. Today I'm wearing Marvel, right? Thor's up here. Where is he? Thor. And I do love a hero. So I get, the villain. Somebody tied somebody to the tracks, threw them under the bus, and did something that they knew better. Than to do. Now, I'm not going to say which side of that's on. That might be both. Might be two villains together here. Well, particularly like Harley Quinn and the Joker, we've got the companion archetype. So it could very well be Harley Quinn and the Joker here. Mr. J. I love Harley Quinn, though. And I really love Kaylee Cuoco's work. And if you have not seen the animated series, yeah, you're really missing out. F-bombs every other sentence, and that's how I roll. Okay, let's keep going now. What is the remedy? Is there a get out of dodge card in this deck? There isn't. Breathe. Oh, I love reading my own signs. Oh, dear, dear, dear. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, please, what is the remedy? What is the solution? The piece of luck, the piece of grace, the piece of healing for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame Contract for June 2020 or timeless involving this Virgo companion, Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign companion, and this Twin Flame Gambler. Please, just the one. I'll take it off the top. Giving oneself. That's what you're learning how to do here, is to give of oneself, and I can't help it. This is just my training. Who needs to learn to give them of themselves more than the narcissist? The villain. Wow. Now look, I fully believe that all things can be healed when everybody's willing. But keep in mind, this is a twin flame contract. You can't help each other heal on this. All you can do is learn how to heal yourself. Yes, watch the Matt Kahn video. He says occasionally there are these rare things where the twin flames alchemize into soulmates, like the healing does take place. I could see that being rare. But that thing of giving themselves, and just because I have the villain on this side and the giving of oneself on this side doesn't mean that it's one for each. It's the contract itself. We're looking at a villain and the way to heal it with the healing suit. Remember I said 3 suits? It's the healing suit of giving oneself. Someone's going to have to swallow pride, it feels like, for this. If the best way for each of you to heal yourselves individually is to give of yourself, but it feels right now, like I said, with this companion Virgo, the Virgo, that you're being called on to something else, something new. Yeah, wow. Wow, pretty intense. We've got 3 more cards left, though. Let's do this. And each of them are oracular in nature, meaning that 2 of them are oracle cards, and 1 of them is a healing mantra card from Matt Kahn, the guy who does the video that's in the description box. Breathe. Healing with the Angels Oracle. So I call upon my angels. Please, what is the angel that the healing is available for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract for June 2020 or timeless of all of the healing angels? What is the name of the angel, the title of the angel the Virgo or the cross-watcher here can call upon for healing of themselves? Signs. Signs everywhere. The signs. Keep an eye out, an ear out, a gut open to synchronistic signs. Don't immediately overthink them. Just take note of them. We are Virgos. We can interpret anything forever, analyzing it endlessly, but rather to play the game of, okay, noticed that one, particularly if you're dealing with a villain, right? It's like, notice the things, and particularly both of you, particularly because we've got the gambler here, this twin. I'm not saying the gambler is the villain necessarily. It's going to play itself out differently depending who's watching. But for them to really pay attention to their pay attention to their intuition with that moon card, and the same thing here for the Virgo themselves, to partner, companion with their own gut in balance with that justice card. Because justice, please, we've got justice and villain on the table. This... Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. Let's go to the Whispers of Love Oracle, a voice of the higher selves of all involved. That this person's higher self and this person's higher self, they agree on a card. Let's do this. Breathe. Because remember, on a higher self level, this is their... on a higher self level, this is all a game. This is all a play. Right? This is all a movie. Characters being played by genderless, raceless, ageless, eternal souls, right? So, you know, seeing it from their point of view, that's why these, I love using this deck for these. Nice deep breath. Higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for June 2020 are timeless. What have you got for them, the higher selves of all involved, for this Virgo or the cross watcher? What is the whisper of love you have for them? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Really? I know this card by the picture. True love. This is a once-in-a-lifetime love. Damn. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. True love, I think, we're going to talk about signs and synchronicities, means that there's a potential that this could be one of those twin flames that alchemize into a soulmate, because true love conquers all. Damn. See, that's intuition. That's like, I don't want to believe that that's true. And yes, this has just become personal. Damn. He's such a gambler. Damn it. Not with money, but with people's hearts. And he takes his luck. And he's a villain. At least he's played one. Oh, good God. I apologize. But at least you know, well, the moon is in Pisces, and I'm a Pisces man. Well, he's authentic. He's fun. He's funny. And he is authentic as F. I'm watching my language. Last card down. I need this. I need this. We need this, Virgo collective. Oh my God. The healing mantra deck, MatCon, please. My Ascended Masters. Oh, my Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. I was going along saying, well, this does not have to be personal. Then that villain card came down. It's like I called him on it. I go, you're being a villain. I told him, you're being a villain. You're being a villain. You're a villain, and I'm not going to be with a villain. And I gave him 3 things he's got to do to be a hero in my book. You want back in? The hero's journey, the hero's journey. Breathe. My Ascended Masters. I feel like I'm making a formal requisition. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, please, what is the perfect healing mantra card for this Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame Contract for June 2020 or timeless, whenever they're supposed to see it? Please, my Ascended Masters, put it right in my hand. Last card in the hand as I shuffle, please. Thank you. Growing beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. FML. It couldn't happen any other way. It's the one that I use to forgive. Couldn't happen any other way. Growing beyond guilt. Couldn't happen any other way. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're not kidding me. I'm sorry. That calls for a sip of coffee. I doubt I'm blushing. I don't remember how to blush. But certainly I'm feeling a little naked at the moment. Let me read what's in the book. That kind of took me off a little bit. But there you have it. See, now that's what's called an intuitive response. When the energy, the soul, the spirit is communicating. Doesn't mean it's fun. Yeah. Professional intuition for fun and profit. Growing beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. When you grow beyond guilt, there is a heartfelt acceptance that any sequence of events unfolds in a perfect flow that is organized and expressed by the universe. In other words, it's all part of the divine plan. Like, as much as we think we have control down here, we don't. This takes the pressure of control off of your shoulders so you can enjoy the way in which life has come to be. In process. Since everything is destined to change and can only change you for the better, growing beyond guilt enables you to see how exquisitely the gift of life unfolds. This mantra is ideal for releasing the past, unhooking from karmic patterns, and forgiving yourself. Couldn't have happened any other way. God. And now that Ace of Flame takes on a whole different thing, but how about we pop up the picture? Let's do that, and let's see what else the guides show us. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. We've got the companion archetype. Ooh, he scared a kitty. The shadow attribute of the companion archetype, betrayal by abusing confidences, loss of personal identity. The light attribute, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. You can feel it's almost like an exact 50-50 divide on that one between the light and the dark. And because that is the Virgo here, it does make sense that we've got in the recent past here, or at least the past, present, future, the timeline, in this contract, one of silence, one perhaps going within, doing their own interior healing, particularly if these two have been in separation, really tuning into the intuition, but also in terms of higher power. The high priestess isn't just an intuitive, it is, in this case, a woman, a priestess, a human who has given their lives in order to serve as a vessel of the divine. And that's a service thing. That is Virgo in and of itself. Maybe not to that extent for everybody, but certainly that surrender to service. And with that Mad card, that Justice card, don't worry, honey, things are balancing out. But with that Villain card on the table too, start making amends. If you have not made amends, at least on your end, to heal what you have to heal, although I do feel like with that Priestess card behind you there, that might have very well been part of that, being the divine companion, the companion of the divine, then that would make sense that there is a rebirth here in terms of that Ace of Flames, a new creation, a new spark, a new invitation may arrive from this gambler. And let's look at this gambler, the shadow attribute. Relying on luck rather than hard work. And, I don't get the feeling that this is a slacker in terms of their, literal physical work in the world. I don't mean it that way, but it might be one of those situations because they work so hard that they just kind of roll the dice on everything else in terms of their personal lives, right? They kind of just hope things work out for the best instead of actually putting in the work relationally through communication, etc. And we've got here the Five of Wands in the past, definitely in a place of conflict. There might have been some fighting that sent these two in different directions than, with what we've been going through on planet Earth. Just doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of communication going on between these two. But with the Nine of Pentacles, has come into a more stable, solidified place of having their own. I love the Nine of Pentacles. It's such a thing of, I almost want to say, I don't want to say total independence, because the opposite of codependence is not independence, it's interdependence. But that thing of, I've got my feet under me now, I've got stability, I can build upon this, not like the Three of Pentacles, but the Nine of Pentacles. It's like, this is actually something solid and stable that I can now bring someone else into my life. But with that card of the Moon ahead there is an intuitive part here, and I have to, instead of just going with the usual trope of the Moon card being about confusion and things are diffused and there's so much emotion you don't know, yes, that might absolutely be part of this, but the gambler also has that intuitive part of it to follow their intuition even when others doubt them. The question is are they doubting themselves, and are they relying on luck rather than hard work in terms of tuning into their own intuition? The problem here is there's a villain. Now, like I said, the villain could be the gambler, the villain could be the companion, and because, like I said, the companion archetype might very well be like a Harley Quinn to a Joker, right, in terms of a villain. So there has been some deliberate harm done here, or at least someone's acting like a villain, even if it wasn't deliberate. But every hero has to go through a villain stage. It's just how it works in real life. No one's born a hero or a villain. We have to go through the hero's journey. So of course, that descent into the underworld is often where we face our own shadows, and the villain transforms into the hero through the alchemy. And part of the way that can assist here is by giving of oneself, giving of one's heart, not to give your heart away, but to say, here is my truth. Here is why I did what I did. Here is how I feel. Here is my honesty. Here is my vulnerability. Because that's something a villain can't do. A villain cannot be vulnerable. That's why narcissists, there we go, that narcissists usually were neglected more than they were abused, although I know plenty that have a nice mix of both. So that giving of oneself can really help heal some of that narcissistic wound. And remember, 10% of the population is supposed to have a narcissistic personality disorder. That's only 10%. Granted, that's a lot of people, but not everybody can be a narcissist, right? Matt Kahn said it. They can't all be narcissists, and I laughed so hard. I was like, how much you want to bet, Matt? How much you want to bet? Looking at the last three, right? The main oracles here. We've got the angels of signs saying, just keep following the signs, my Virgo. Don't place all your faith into signs and synchronicities, but certainly be grounded about it. Just take note of them. Don't sell the farm based on it. And the higher selves are saying this is a true love deal. This is a once-in-a-lifetime love, that the two of you are really getting the opportunity. And once in a lifetime, I just don't mean once in like any particular lifetime. It feels like this is the lifetime where this sucker heals. Either you heal individually completely and never do this dance together again, which is wonderful, but it's a win-win if it is also that it does alchemize into a true love soulmate, which to me is you would have to go through the trials and tribulations of a twin flame and have it alchemize into a soulmate for me to consider it a true love soulmate. And with growing beyond guilt, there's the healing mantra that's so ridiculous. It couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. He couldn't have done it. She couldn't have done it. They couldn't have done it any other way. This is the way the sucker was written. It's going to help you forgive yourself. It's going to help you let go of the past. And it's going to allow a lot more clarity on the point of view of the gambler. And it's going to bring a lot more fire and potency to that Ace of Flames for the Virgo companion archetype, with the new creation coming, as they both heal themselves, love themselves, and grow beyond guilt. I can't believe. But there you have it. This is personal for me too. So there you have it. My Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I know. It's just like I want to take out my earring and just start doing bad things with my earring hooks. But it is what it is. That's a reading for you. So may the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their twin flame contracts for June 2020 are timeless, that they may heal, that they may grow beyond guilt, that they may find the true love here and play this thing out with the highest probabilities manifesting with every single breath. May they be so blessed, so motivated. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below. I would love to hear you sound off. I sounded off already, if you notice. So let me know how this clicks for you. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the rest of June 2020 or timeless whenever you are watching this sucker. Hell, farewell and blessed be. Mwah.